lot of people ask me how I found Orthobotany, and the story's fairly dramatic. Uh, One night in early 1984, dates me a bit, but I had a husband who had been drinking heavily, and he came home and uh, tried to kill me basically, and he could see that it didn't work. But in the meantime, I got away from him, ran down the hall to try and get his father to come out and help me, who wouldn't, which got me so angry that I locked myself in the bathroom and just was shaking so hard that I couldn't even see my image in the mirror clearly. And out of nowhere came this voice. I don't know where it came from. You will find a way to be a healthy, happy person, and you'll start now. And then I opened the door, and my husband was curled up in a ball and says, "Don't hurt me, don't hurt me." So the tables had turned. And so I'm thinking the next day, well, what do I do to be a healthy, happy person? Because I'm used to looking after my kids, looking after other people. I hadn't really thought about what I wanted. And I thought, well, I'll go visit my friend in the country, has an organic orchard, organic farm, and he's a painter, and I was making jewelry for a living at the time. So I drive up there after the kids get off to school, and I pull in the driveway, and here's all these massage tables with all these clothed, actually, people on the tables having a class of some sort, and this kind of Hawaiian shirt, big belly, bearded guy walking amongst the tables, and I'm thinking, oh, brother, you know. So I go in the back to the studio of my friend, and we drink tea and listen to classical music and do a show and tell. And pretty soon there's a knock on the door, and there's this, I open the door, and there's this guy that was in the class, and he says, "Arthur will see you now." And I'm thinking, who the cares, you know? And so, but the voice that came out of me, the same one in the bathroom the other night, said, "Okay." So I followed him, and the rest of the class had gone home, and there was Arthur with a massage table and mumbled something about, "Do you have any problems you'd like to work on, or you want to try this work," or something to that effect. And I'd had 15 years of chronic sciatica at that point. Never had much help. I'd tried chiropractors, doctors, and I'd been helped for like 3 days at a time, and that was it. So I told him about that, and he said, "Well, get on the table." And I kind of reluctantly got on the table, and I'm on my side, and he does this really light turn of my hip, and some little voice in there said, "You'll never have sciatica again." And I think, well, where the hell did that come from? So then he walks kind of away from the table with his arm in the air, and I went into this total fear pattern, like I was just vibrating with fear. I didn't think I could stay in my body, it was so bad. And then he said, "You can feel like this," drops his hand, walks around to the other side of the table, and held his hand away from my body there too, and he said, "Or you can feel like this." And I was totally calm, the most calm, peaceful I'd ever felt ever in my life. And he says, "It's your choice." And he walked away, and I'm going, what was that? So I'm really literally trembling for a couple of hours. I couldn't talk, I couldn't go to the bathroom, but I kind of managed to get back to the studio, and grateful that nobody was there. So I composed myself over a period of a couple of hours, then drove home and gave the kids dinner. We went to bed that night, and I woke up the next morning, and I'm coming down the stairs, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm totally out of pain. What is this? I think this is my life's work. And so the minute I thought that, the phone rang, and that was Arthur on the phone again. And I picked it up, and he said, "Well, I'm around the area, and do you want another session?" I said, "Oh yeah, we need to talk about classes, taking classes." So that was my introduction.
Good.
And
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we get to take.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Okay. So one of the things I wanted to say is 28 years later, I still have not had sciatica. So I'm pretty impressed with orthobotomy.